Welcome, welcome, welcome to a special edition of Atlantic Airwaves, live from the Delta Hotel in Prince Edward Island. Oh, man. Quit milking it, guys. You'll get enough of that. We're live from the Delta Hotel at Prince Edward Island, where the East Coast Music Association Conference is in full swing. My name is Matt Rainnie, and we have a phenomenal crowd gathered with us here today, and we are all about to be in full swing, folks. If you're listening at home, you may want to move the coffee table to the wall and clear out some available floor space. Make sure that any breakables are safely stored away, because trust me, in the next hour, you will be dancing. It is my pleasure now to introduce East Coast Music Award winners, nominees again this year, and performers on Sunday night's Gala Awards show live from the Charlottetown Civic Center. Here they are, Prince Edward Island's own, the Jive Kings.
Thank you very much. Hello to everybody that's here, and hello to anybody that's listening on the radio. We have a hard time putting together our set list sometimes because, fortunately, because of the kind of music we play, we attract an audience from sometimes 6-year-olds to 80-year-olds. So we decided to start tonight with a big band standard that you've all heard before called "String of Pearls." And this next tune is one of our songs that we've written from our second album, which is nominated for the ECMA this year. It's called "She Made Me Wanna Jive." 39, I hung out with these friends of mine. The hippest guys you'd ever see. Too cool to dance, too cool for tea. We'd hang out at this club each night to drink and smoke and sometimes fight. We stayed away from the dancing crowd, and our little gang, it just wasn't allowed. Then one night this chick came in. She was blonde and pretty, tall and thin. She hit the dance floor with a dive, and I said no, but she made me wanna jive. She made me wanna jive. First I couldn't find the beat. It felt like I had 3 left feet. I knew I wouldn't have much time to catch the groove so I could make her mine. Then I realized with a grin how natural I must have been, 'cause all at once my feet could fly, and that was when I caught her eye. She grabbed my hands and swung around. Sometimes our feet didn't touch the ground, but the guys cut in and then like a knife pulled me away, 'cause she made me wanna jive. She made me wanna jive. All right, boys, here we go. Took me out and gave me hell. They said that just weren't too swell. In our gang, you must be cool. You can't defy our old school rule. You never dance, never swing, never jive or do that thing. If you want to be a man, never ever dance again. Back inside, the girl had found another guy to swing around. She left with him at 5:30. It broke my heart 'cause she made me wanna jive. She made me wanna jive. She made me wanna jive. Thank you. Thank you. So the East Coast Music Association has put on this Sound Waves program, which is a brilliant idea. And what it does is it gets the maritime acts out into the schools and the churches and lets the scene, wherever the ECMAs are, know exactly what's happening on the maritime music scene. And we did 10 school shows, and we had a great time doing them, yes. There's a lot of people here that were at those shows, kids, and now some of their parents are here, which is good too. And I was reminded of a story, and I told this story last night, so I hope you don't mind if I tell it again, but I think it's so funny. We do this song, and we did it earlier today before the telecast. It's called Press 2 for Oh Yeah, and it kind of makes fun of automated message machines. And so I do this thing where I say, if you're having fun, please press 3. And if you're swinging hard, please press 4. And then I made a joke to one of the elementary schools. I said, if you think I'm a very handsome man, please press 79, right? And they all said 79. So I thought that's pretty cool. And so we're signing autographs afterwards, and this little girl, about up to my hips, she comes up to me and she says, "Can I have your autograph?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And just as I start to sign, and I hear 79. I thought, right on. Okay, we're going to continue on right now with a composition by Barrie Sorensen, a tenor saxophone player. It's called You Stole My Heart From Me, and it's going to feature Dan Warren on trumpet and Ian Sherwood on the alto saxophone. The moon, dear, I'll take a dive for you. With your miracle eyes that are disarming, the purse is yours to take, my dear. You'll rip my heart out of my bag broke and happy I'm with you. If it takes all night, I'll be a glad man to say you stole my heart from me. On trumpet. Sherwood on alto saxophone. Be so broke and happy I'm with you. If it takes all night, I'll be a glad man to say you stole my heart from me. 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 Thank you.
The Jive Kings, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Atlantic Airwaves on CBC Radio 1, live from the Delta Hotel in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. And we have plenty more of the Jive Kings to come, along with their special guest, Linda Carvery, we're going to hear from in just a moment. But first, I'd like to introduce an executive producer at CBC Radio, Mr. John Dalton, with a special presentation.
Thank you, Matt. 1 year ago today, we were at the East Coast Music Awards in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Cape Breton. And we made an announcement on this very show that we're doing today about a joint venture between CBC Radio and Sam the Record Man. And it was about a CD called the Atlantic Newgrass Project. And the idea was simple enough. We chose some songs from some well-known East Coast writers like Rita McNeil, John Morris Rankin, Lenny Gallant, just to name a few. We had them arranged in a bluegrass, newgrass style, and then we had other people sing them. So we had Delvina Bernard from For the Moment sing a Lenny Gallant tune. We had Raylene Rankin sing a Rita McNeil tune. We had J.P. Cormier sing a Gene McClellan tune. We recorded this CD at Studio H in Halifax, and then Sony Canada manufactured the CD for us free of charge. And then Sam, the record man, distributed the CD for us, and all the profits were going to come back to CBC so we could record even more East Coast music. Well, the CD is out, and as a matter of fact, it's nominated tomorrow night for Best Bluegrass CD of the Year. Thank you very much. And Sam Snyderman... Sam Snyderman called me last week and said, John, I want to talk to you during your show on the East Coast Music Awards because I have something to give you. So what do you have to give me?
John, I'll wave it around. It's a check for quite a few $1,000. And I've got to thank you. And I just, 1 second, I just want to interject, 79 plus 1 is 80. And that's my age. So I had to get that in, but I want to thank you for your support for the ECMA. You've done wonders in the last few years for these artists. I'm sure they're grateful. The audience is grateful. I'm grateful. Sam the Record is grateful. Hopefully, Sony again will support us, and we'll do another one next year. The first one we did 2 years ago has now become a collector's item. This one is fast becoming a collector's item, so if you want to buy it, get it fast, because the third one is due soon.
Thank you, Sam Snyderman. And I can tell you, there's enough money here to record a lot of East Coast music or pay the bar bill for the Jive Kings, whichever comes first.
That must be one huge check. Thanks, John. Thank you, Mr. Snyderman. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Jive Kings.
When I'm lonely and unemployed, I can go play with all my toys. The only thing my friends can say is,
oh man, do you see that boy?
maybe I'll catch a show before school. My next door neighbor must think I'm a fool. There's a show going on every minute. Watch out, boy, or you
Just might miss it.
would have believed there's so much fun. I can't wait till Mr. Magic's done, so I can tell all my friends at home what a sympathetic, hallucinogenic show he put on. There's no rabbits in his hat. With his assistant, he made that pact. In his crowd, it's a well-known fact that
Mr. Magic is where it's at.
there he is Mr. Magic. There he is with all his hats. I can see him anytime I want to. There he is, Mr. Magic. There he is with all his hats. I can see him anytime I want to. Would believe there's so much fun. I can't wait till Mr. Magic's done, so I can tell all my friends at home what a sympathetic, hallucinogenic show he put on. There's no rabbits in his hat. With his assistant, The door opened with a powerful thrust. There stood a man I know I can't trust. His hair seemed to be peppered with rust. I said, put your hands up, man, 'cause this is a bust. He came at me with that look in his eye. I stepped aside and just let him run by. He fell in the mud and he started to cry. The cat looked at me with its one good eye and sang, I had never been nowhere like this before. I said, I had never been nowhere like that.
The Jive Kings, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Atlantic Airwaves on CBC Radio 1, and I'm just going to make my way to the stage here to talk to Mike Ross, lead singer of the Jive Kings. Mike, first of all, as I was on my way up here, someone whispered in my ear 79.
All right. That's probably my mom.
No, actually, it was my wife, and I want to talk to you after the show. You're performing live on the award show tomorrow night. Tell me, what can we expect?
Well, we're going to give it our all, and we try to make our show as high energy as we can, and it's tough because you got about 3.5 minutes of national television, and so you cram as much energy as you can into that and hope it comes across and that everybody likes it, and so we're just going to give it all we got.
I don't think there's going to be a problem with that, eh, folks? Yeah. Second album, second nomination. I mean, you won last year. How does that feel?
Winning or being nominated or both?
Give me both there, Mr. Cutie Patootie, you know, you good-looking musician 79.
Well, winning was, of course, fabulous. We our second off-island gig ever was in Sydney last year at the ECMAs. So we did some big time promoting before that with sending out things in the mail and stuff, and it worked for us, and we got kind of lucky and we won the award. But man, through the year it's done so much for us because I mean the East Coast Music Association is growing and growing and growing, and it's getting us recognition on a national level. I mean, you know, you can actually say to somebody that might hire you in Vancouver, oh, we've won an East Coast Music Award, and they'll say, oh, really? And it really makes a difference, right? So, I mean, it's so much support, and this time around, I mean, you know, I'll sound like everybody else in that it's just an honor to be nominated, because what that does is it makes you part of the process. It makes you, you know, it gets you in there, and you're with all the rest of the musicians and learning from them and checking out everybody else's show. It's just a great time.
Well, it's a great time to have you here. It's our honor to have you here today, Mike, and all the Jive Kings. Thank you so much. We have more music to come. And a reminder, you can see the Jive Kings live from the Charlottetown Civic Center tomorrow night as part of the Gala Award Show. You can see it on CBC television. You can hear it on CBC radio too, but we're going to hear more of them right now.
This is a tune called Telephone Call from Istanbul. You'll hear it tomorrow night. All night long on the broken glass, living in a medicine chest. I got a Mediterranean hotel bag sprawled across the roll-top desk. My pet old monkey rode the blade on an overnight fan. They paid the donkey blue if you pay. I got a telephone call from Istanbul. My baby's coming home today. Will you sell me one of those if I shave my hair? Get me out of town as the fireball said. Never trust a man in a blue trench coat. Never drive a car with your gear. Saturday's a festival, Friday's a gym. Dye your hair yellow and raise your hand. Follow me to Beulah's on John Creek Road. I got to wear the hat that my baby done sold. Tell me one of those if I shave my hair. Get me out of town as the fireball said. Never trust a man in a blue trench coat. Never drive a car when you're dead. Saturday's a festival, Friday's a gym. Dye your hair yellow and raise your hand. Follow me to Beulah's on John Creek Road. I got to wear the hat that my baby done sold. Shave my hair, get me out of town as the fireball said. Never trust a man in a blue trench coat. Never drive a car when you're dead. Saturday's a festival, Friday's a gym. Dye your hair yellow and raise your hand. Follow me to Beulah's on John Creek Road. I got to wear the hat that my baby done sold.
The phenomenally talented Jive Kings, ladies and gentlemen. And again, you'll be able to see them perform that song live tomorrow evening. You can watch it on CBC television. You can hear the performance on CBC Radio too. I'll just reiterate that myself and Wendy Bergfeld will be backstage talking to some of the nominees, some of the winners, some of the performers, all kinds of things happening. Is everybody having fun as part of ECMA? I was driving through downtown Charlottetown today, and I had trouble finding a parking spot. And this is in mid-February, folks, so this has just been amazing couple of days. And I know these guys have been very busy. We want to thank them so much for coming by here today. It's just been our treat. And I also want to thank Linda Carvery as well, our special guest today. Let's give her a warm round of applause. An hour can go by so quickly. I'm looking at the clock here, and I cannot believe that we're almost done here today. I want to thank all of you folks for coming down here. The place is just absolutely packed. Huge crowd here, and I know a huge crowd listening at home on Atlantic Airwaves on CBC Radio 1. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. The Jive Kings are going to take us home.
Man we haven't heard a whole lot from today, ladies and gentlemen, but take it from me, now's the time. On the drums, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alan Dowling.